What's with this 4x4?
Hardpoint identified. Hardpoint contested. Hardpoint contested. Lightning strike coordinates
With
be advised, hostile RCXD spotted. Hardpoint identified. Hardpoint contested. Be advised, hostile lightning strike inbound.
we are here on tournament number 2 of the qualification process. If you remember, on the last stream we explained that there's going to be 4 qualifying days where the top 2 teams from each qualification bracket will go through and head off in a championship bracket where they are playing for 4 sets of Astro A40s. And obviously I am Benson. I am joined by the wonderful Chris Trout. How are
Oh,
you doing,
you
Trouty?
you are far too kind. I'm doing fantastic. How are you?
I'm okay. It's been a while since we casted together. I think
It
last
has
time
been too long.
was it E maybe? No, that's not true. We did it did we do something at EGL? I think we did something at EGL online, I think. I don't know. I can't remember. But
It's
still,
been a long time.
it's always legendary. It is always legendary. So that's we can expect some legendary casting today. We have a team of 2. Pretty sure they're both kind of a pickup team that would just desperately want to try and win themselves some Astros. However, I do know a few things about a few of these players. Kesmal from the Abstract lineup, whose team is currently dominating, as I can hear the stream in my ear. That's scary. Ah, there we go. I muted it. That was confusing. Bit of an error by me, but yeah, Kesmal, such a fantastic player. And right now his team 139 to 51. Kesmal going in 21-9. He's a good friend of mine. He really is a fantastic Call of Duty player. So I'm really excited to see if he can try and make it to the final, where, as I said, the top 2 teams are going to advance towards that championship bracket.
Absolutely, and they're absolutely dominating this game so far. Almost 100-point difference to start off with. We haven't even reached the second rotation of the map so far. And just a little bit of work by Chaos with the BR. Unfortunately, he is going to get taken down, but it's not too much to worry about as he is absolutely dominating this game.
He really is. And you know what? I'm just going to have a quick look at our picture-in-picture, and you can see Rox with 1 kill. Mac Millix as well. He has 1 kill. 152 to 61 is the score, but Kesmal with the 2-piece with the Lightning Strike, he still has an RCX decon. Now, that's an interesting score streak choice, especially considering it's going to be hardpoint raid. You very rarely see that many people run with the RCXD. It could be a bit of an error. We've seen that before as well. Players forgetting to change their score streaks between different games. So you may have played S&D last and just simply forgotten to change those score streaks up. Happens so often, more than I think a lot of people realize. But the hardpoint is going to now rotate back towards the initial hardpoint. Going to be on board with Kesmal. He's going to try and break it. He goes down. And look at Ryan. He has 3 kills. Just as I say that, Curse of the Caster. Let's have a look at the Divinely lineup. Quick Key. He's on the hardpoint. Has 2 kills to his name. He's going to be trying to get towards that Hellstorm missile.
Yeah, he's just locking down the area. He's trying to get his team back in it. And they're doing a fairly good job so far. They've got all the points locked down. The hardpoint is about to rotate, but EP are very much set up on that kitchen so far, and they look like they're going to try and shut them out and hopefully put that incredible lead they previously had back into fourth.
Yeah, here we go. Looking at Quickie. He's just jumped inside that hardpoint. He gets taken down. Rox, meanwhile, he has 4 kills to his name. He's going to pick up the 200 for the hardpoint secure. It's going to be contested, though. He has the AN-94 out. Shut down, though. That was a very, very important kill there from Clayton. Don't think he's going to realize just how important that actually was. See, he was getting very, very close to those score streaks. Ryan, once again, 3 kills. He's taken down. Going to have a look at Chaos. He's going to be on the hardpoint. Sees Raiden. Nice play. Manages to take him down. Can he find the second in Rox? Yes, he can, but unfortunately gets destroyed. And this hardpoint being contested quite frequently so far.
Yeah, it's one of those that's got very, very unpredictable entry points. Look at all those trophy systems there. Let's just pick up a nice 100 points for free, and the secure and the kill. So he's going to get a nice juicy amount of points there. Unfortunately, he is going to be taken down by Chaos. Bit disappointed he didn't get the Hellstorm, but he has set himself up nicely with this little spawn. The anchor job played beautifully there, and they are going to start making themselves push away from this small comeback from Divinely. It's looking like they've got this pretty much under control. They're being contested now. EP are just trying to push themselves in through the balcony entrance. EP making their way through the gym entrance, and they're actually finding themselves being taken down quite frequently now. And this one, struggling to get any time from either team in this one. That's not playing out in favor of Divinely's team so far. Looks like EP are doing a good job of just holding it out. They're running the clock down. They've got a nice 70-point lead with 2 minutes left on the clock. So there is going to be about a maximum of, I would say, 100 points to gain from this. So EP are doing a nice job of just holding that hard point down. They contested it for a long time. They're actually making their way around to the basketball spawn. Nice kill there by Chaos, as he is going to anchor up for his team as the hard point switches. It's looking like Divinely are doing all they can do as they push through the pool side. The smokes have gone down, so they've made it very difficult to see what's going down in the basketball court, and Chaos is picking up two very easy kills there, as we've got one coming from jungle. He's going to be taken out, and Chaos just throwing... He's got some smokes down. There's not much that Divinely are going to do to contest this. They can't see anything going into that hard point, and with Chaos just sitting behind that little head glitch, behind the box, he's just going to take out pretty much anyone trying to come in. Ryan with the two-piece, Chaos with the double, with the lightning strike. He's going to get taken out by Raiden, but they have put themselves with some good distance between the teams, and I think that's pretty much all she wrote, and it is mathematically impossible for Divinely to get back into this hard point. As we see Chaos just having a little bit of a tease with the Death Machine so far. Pretty much over this game. He's just going to be getting some kills, and I think it's pretty much been noticed by EP that they've won this map. Divinely are just struggling to do anything, and they're just kind of running head down, arse out to see what they can in fact do. And I believe this is I think it's a best of 3. I'm going to have to get confirmation on that. I haven't actually... I believe the group stage is a best of 3. And yeah, the semi-final is a best of 3. So we play... I'm not sure the actual map for the next one, but we're going to be playing Search and Destroy. So it'll be interesting to see how these two teams shape up on a Search and Destroy. There's always one distinct difference between the teams in Hardpoint compared to Search and Destroy. As EP pick up the first map, 242 points to 140. We're going to be going into Search and Destroy on Express, and it's always interesting, as I said before, to see how our teams contrast from the beginning of a Hardpoint game, which is all hectic, all respawn modes, and see how they fare out in a nice, relaxed, slower-paced game mode. So it'll be interesting to see how both teams actually play out in the next game. And I think Benson's actually been DDoSed, or he's left me to go and do some chav-like activities, who knows. But we're going to have to try and get him back into the call, see if we can get him to join me on the stream as we set up all the guys setting up their classes, and we set up the rules for the Search and Destroy on Express. Search and Destroy on Express is probably one of my favorite Search and Destroy maps. It's very interesting how it plays, because if you pick a certain route, you have to stick to it. If you start backing out, you can lose yourself a lot of ground, a lot of time, and it can be very difficult for a team to kind of remake a presence unless they can get some easy kills in that map. So let's say, for example, if you make a push for the A-bomb on the outside of the train, and you make good presence on there, and then you back away from it, you've essentially lost all the presence on that bomb site. And if a team sets up on it, it's going to be very difficult to try and take it back. Whereas with the B bomb site, it's very even, as to getting there. Both teams have an equal opportunity to get there. It's very symmetrical. There's not much to give from either teams. So if you can get a strong amount of presence on that, you're not likely to give it up, and that's probably where most people set up their bomb plants for. However, as I said, because it's so symmetrical and there's not much to give for either teams, there's no real advantage points, it can be very difficult to kind of defend that, especially if you have got that bomb plant down and you are a man down. It does make it quite difficult to do anything with it. So we're just waiting, we're setting up the rules and the classes. If you're joining me just now, I'm Chris Trout, aka at the Trout91 on Twitter. I'm supposed to be casting with Benson right now, but I think he has in fact been DDoSed off the internets, which is a little bit of a shame because he's far, far better at casting than I am, especially solo. But if you are just joining us, EP took the first map They are leading the series 1-0 in a best of 3. They won the hardpoint 242 points to 140, I believe, was the final score. So quite a decimation on EP's part. It's going to be interesting, as I said before, how they set up for this search and destroy. I think Divinely are going to have to make their presence known very, very early on, make their intentions known, and try and get some early map control, get some rounds under their belt, and see how EP react to that. And then I believe if Divinely's team do in fact win this one, we will be seeing a CTF on standoff. So we wait for both teams to get themselves in here, see what will happen.
Hello, Chris.
Hello.
Sorry about that.
Are we being DDoSed by some 12-year-olds?
I believe so.
It's rather unfortunate and very, very rude.
I know, right? Just trying to get the cast going on. God damn it.
I generally didn't notice that you had like been DDoSed because I had my Skype closed. And I was just
So
like,
yeah, I bet you just stopped talking, right?
I stopped talking and I was like, Benson's awfully quiet. And then I heard some typing going on and I was like, is he doing something important? Maybe I should keep going. So I decided to just keep going and assume that you would come in eventually, and you never did.
Sorry. I'm sorry. I stayed in the game for like 5 minutes as well. It just refused to take me out of the game, but it just took me out of Skype. It's just annoying. It's more of a nuisance than anything else.
It's just rude chavs doing rude chav-like activities.
Alright. Okay, alright. Can you drop me an invite, please?
Yes, I can.
Thank you. I think... Is it Antics Clayton? Yeah, it is. There we go. I'm back in the room. Here we go. Wait. Oh, no, wait, no.
You got in?
Accept. There we go. I'm back. So how did the first game end, Chris?
It ended 242 to 140 in favor of EP.
Wow. Okay, so they managed to close it out. They obviously had that early lead.
It was
looked like they were coming back as well.
Team Divine. They made a strong push to come back, but unfortunately, EP just made an incredible lockdown on the basketball hardpoint by throwing smokes down on the entrances. And when you're coming through smoke, there's nothing you can see, and when you're behind that box, it just makes it incredibly hard to get through. And Chaos just picked off anyone coming through that poolside doorway. So nice. They just increased their lead to a point where they couldn't really get back into it.
Nice. So obviously EP with that lead going on to S&D Express. Now Search and Destroy Express. Obviously, Trout, you've been getting a little bit more into the competitive side of things recently. I think that's fair to say. You know, you played at iSeries. What do you think of Search and Destroy Express to play?
I was just saying, it's one of those maps. It can be very, very even if you're going to the B bomb site, which is on the lower side of the map. But if you're heading towards the A bomb site outside, it's important to get as much presence on the map as possible. Possibly get a few early kills.
Yep.
So there's two very different kind of tactics to it, but it's all about how much of the map presence you have, because map presence in a search and destroy game mode will win you the game without a shadow of a doubt.
Yeah. It's how you utilize that extra man advantage. You know, you see so many teams when they get that first kill, they get that first blood, they just sort of swarm upon a certain area and just try and get as many kills as they possibly can in such a short amount of time. And I'm going to ask you to call it. From what you saw in that first game, who is going to take this series?
I'm gonna have to go with EP, to be honest, just because they look like they utilized so much more of what they had. They were thinking far more about every engagement than Divinely were. Divinely kind of just, they played a standard hardpoint game, whereas it seemed like EP were using those strategies, like using smokes to completely throw the enemy off and give them no real kind of reason to take them off the hard point. And I think if EP starts showing more strategies and little things like that, they'll take this map without any real problems. But as I said, Search and Destroy is a very, very interesting game mode, and it caters to those who do in fact think outside the box, but also have the better shot and the better patience.
Yes, I was trying to explain it to one of my friends yesterday, saying, you know, Search and Destroy is one of those game modes where realistically anything can happen. It's known as the game changer for a reason. Everything can change in a game of Search and Destroy as it changes. And have you got in the game yet?
I have indeed got in the game.
Sad face. I don't think I'm going to connect, so I'll let you cast away. Just drop me
Okay,
an invite
well,
if you can.
we are on board with EP so far. It looks like they're making a split push. We've got two going to A, two going to B, and we had two going to A, but it looks like they are dropping off as two members of EP have actually been taken down here, so it's good work by Divinely. A trophy system going to be destroyed. He's probably given himself away. There's two going down from Divinely, so it's now a 2v2 situation. We're going to see a head clashing in the middle. Divinely, Raiden coming out on top against Antics, Clayton there. So it's now a 2v1 situation. Ryan sitting in the glass elevator. What is he going to do? He's not quite sure what he wants to do. I don't think he wants to plant at B, but it looks like he might have to since he's running low on time. He knows there's going to be someone lurking around here. And let's have a look at who it is. It is, in fact, Raiden. He's looking at bloodthirsty as he's trying to find just exactly where Ryan has gotten off to. Ryan's actually making a last-second push for A-bomb. It's completely unmarked, and the Divinely team are actually looking around the B flag, the B-bomb site even. They were absolutely certain that Ryan was going to make the plant there, but no, Ryan has actually made the double whammy. He's gone for the A-bomb. He's taken down Raiden, and it's a 1v1 situation. Rox has got all the work to do now. He's got to make a quick push. As he sees him lower side in lockers, he's going to jump up into the top second tier of the middle building. He's going to try and get a kill, and he does in fact get it. Lovely, lovely little play by Rox there as he doesn't fall for the fake, and he goes and gets him and gets the defuse off with 10 seconds to spare.
That was very, very nice play right there from the Divinely lineup. Obviously left in that 1v1 situation. Didn't panic, stayed composed, managed to pick up that kill. And it's going to be Rox in that round-ending kill cam now. You can see exactly how he did it. Both those two players had pretty much a similar idea of how they wanted to try and outplay each other. Just so happens though, Rox managed to get there first. He's going to pick up that defuse, and that's now going to be 1-0 to Divinely. A little bit of pressure now on the EP lineup.
I think Ryan really could have played that differently had he not given Rox a reason to get control of that lockers building. He could have easily sawn it out and made sure that the bomb did in fact go off without enough time to defuse. But he gave him too much reason to have that second tier, and we've actually had a player leave the game here for EP. But it's not going to phase Ryan, as he's going to take he's going to take him out, and we're actually in a 2v2 situation, despite the fact they are a man down. Ryan and Chaos versus Rox and Quickie. Quickie is in the second tier lockers building. We've got Raiden, who's just been taken down. So no, sorry, not Raiden. I'm messing up my code casting. You go while I figure it
It's
out. I'm
it's
not
it's
very
all good.
familiar with
It's
Codcaster.
all good. Don't worry. I'm still on board with Ryan. Ryan's doing some work right now. He's just taking down Quickie with the headshot using that AN-94. Just going to be looking over towards the A bomb site. 32 seconds remaining. He is on defense though, so he doesn't need to be pushing too far. Rocks, meanwhile, he's planting A. So Ryan has in fact just missed that, but he is still pre-aiming. Can he manage to pick off the kill? He's a bit confused there. Sees him on the head glitch. Both players getting tagged up. Needs to back off. Chaos is going to be coming in the form of support, but interestingly, they haven't decided to try and pincer Rocks. They haven't decided, one to go from each angle. They're both running at the same angle, so they're going to need to pick up this kill. They can't afford to go down here.
Yeah, I'm a little bit confused why they haven't tried to make some sort of pincer go on, but I think they feel that they're more confident just having numbers in front of them, and it's going to not pay off for them as Rocks is going to get that kill, but fortunately enough, Chaos is just lurking around enough, and although they didn't go for the pincer, the numbers game eventually catching up, and it looks like EP are going to take a round back, and it is now 1-1.
Yeah, 1 round apiece. So nice play coming in there from Chaos. Just managed to peek around this corner as his teammate went down. He saw Rocks and was like, "Oh hey mate, just jumping off that ladder. I'll get an easy kill, shoot you in the back, and I'll pick up that defuse as well." So 1 round apiece. Obviously, if you are just joining it, it's 1-0 to Team Epiphany in this semi-final of the WGL Astro 4 vs 4 tournament. And for any of you that are a little bit confused, this is just the qualification side. This is the second qualification bracket. We've already had 2 teams advance through to that championship bracket. We're looking for another 2 this evening, and I'm going to be on board with EP Ryan to continue off on this attacking side of Search and Destroy Express.
Yeah, and it looks like EP taking this one a little bit slower. I think they've all gone for the A push, and I think Divinely are thinking they are definitely going to make some sort of A push. It seems to be, we've had 2 bomb plants on the A bomb so far, and I think they are gambling that we're going to see a third one try to go down in this third round on Search and Destroy Express. And Divinely have called it very, very nicely. They've set up all their men almost on A, and we've got one just lurking around on the B walkways, and it is Mac Millix. Some gunfires going down on A, though.
Yeah, lots of shots already going down on that A bomb site. Mac Millitz just rotating. He's got himself into a nice position. He is going to be in the enemy spawn, but with 27 seconds left, he needs to be pushing this A bomb site. He needs to anticipate that bomb going down. However, it isn't. Lots of gunfights going on. It's going to be now left to Kesmore in the 1 versus 3. He's already taken down 1. He knows the second one's on the catwalk. He already has him weak, but with only 14 seconds left, he needs to go for the kills. And you know what? If I'm Divining now, I just want to hide in the corner.
Absolutely. He needs to try and get the bomb plant down. I think...
He's got the time. He's going to do it.
He's got the time. He has got the time. And
get the kill.
really...
How has he got away with that?
Really,
that
Divinely should have been
daylight
looking
robbery.
at the bomb plant there. They just seem to be looking around the map when they've got to be looking at the bomb plant. In that situation, Raiden is going to take down the final member of EP, and we're going to see a 2-1 round advantage going to Divinely.
Yeah, Kesmore, he did so well to get the bomb down. Unfortunately, though, wasn't to be. He was left obviously in that 1 versus 3, shut down 1. Lots of hit markers on that second player. Really felt sorry for him there, but did get the bomb down like we said. Did very, very well too as well. But Raiden managing to pick off that last kill. He knew exactly where Kesmore was going. Got a very, very simple kill. So it's going to be 2-1 to Team Divinely in this Search and Destroy Express. And just out of curiosity, what is the next map that we will see?
I believe we have CTF on standoff.
CTF on standoff. That should be a very interesting map if it is to go that way. However, can't write out EP just yet, but Divinely, they're going to be on attack, and this is where they really need to pick up this next round. If they can pick this round up, they're going to have a real lead to try and build on, and that's going to put EP massively on the back foot. And I've just noticed, Quickie, he has a DSR out.
Absolutely, and he is going to... Oh, Raiden taking out Chaos there with the sniper, and it looks like Divinely again are thinking for the 4th round that we're going to see something at A, and EP have actually got a free plant on B. Am I thinking this right? No, I'm not thinking this right, my bad. EP have gone all-out defensive on the B site, and Divinely, in fact, have got an all-out plant on. Oh, lovely quick scope by Quickie there. Definitely with the Quickie scope, as they are making a push for A, and they are in a 4v1 situation, and Kesmore is probably quaking in his boots at this point, and lovely little wallbang on Millix there, as he is trying to take out a second one. He's got all the advantage here, as this guy's probably been tagged. And another one going down. Quickie is going to be taken down. He's seen him in lockers. He's going to do the smart thing and not chase that. He's got nothing to prove here. He's got nothing he needs to give up. He's on defense, and the bomb has actually gone down. I am completely lost this evening, and unfortunately, the numbers game just catching up with them as Rox takes out Kesmel. Kesmel just panicking there. He looked like he had all the advantage. He looked like he might actually be able to get a couple more kills, but Rox with the lovely little jump from Seka's story, and he just catches Kesmel out in an unfortunate situation.
Divinely did the right thing there. They split up as soon as they got that bomb down. They sent one to the opposite side of the map. They just played the timing in. They knew Kesmel didn't have time on his side. He only had around about 30 seconds left when it was that 1 versus 2 situation, and both those two Divinely players just split up. They both went their separate ways, and they just let time play out. But going to be on board with EP Ryan to start things off. He's already taken down McMillix early on, so that's going to be advantage Epiphany. 1 minute 12 still to play on this 5th round of Search and Destroy Express. It's currently 3-1 to Team Divinely, though.
Ooh.
So Epiphany, they need to... Oh, that was a nice nade right there from Ross.
Nice nade.
Now actually going to be 3 versus 3, but Ryan dodges the sniper shot from Raiden. Manages to take down Quickie, though. 2 versus 2. As actually, nope, now it's going to be 2 versus 1. Rox all by himself. I'm going to have a look at him. He has 30 seconds to try and get this bomb defused. He's going to see one in the distance, but Kesmel, nice play from him. He shuts down Rox. Rox really should have picked up that kill.
Yeah, it was a free kill going really there, and I don't really know how he didn't manage to pick that up. It was there for the taking. Kesmel just says, "No, sir, just no,
No,
step
No.
down, step down. This isn't happening today."
oh dearie me. Oh, just no, bad, naughty.
Pretty much. That's how that confrontation went down.
Oh god, good times, good time. Well, not good times if you obviously the Divinely play, but still 2-3 now, or 3-2 rather, 2 Divinely in the Search and Destroy. Going to be on board with Quickie as he shuts down Ryan early on, so it's 4 versus 3. And Divinely looking good, however.
Divinely paying there for not picking up the bomb. They made a fantastic open push for the A bomb and didn't actually pick up the bomb itself. And they have paid for that Raiden getting caught out because of that pure mistake. And we're in a 3v2 situation in favor of EP.
Yeah, let's have a look if Quickie can try and get that bomb. I mean, that bomb is in such a bad position. It's all the way back in the spawn. And look at how Epiphany have played it. Clayton, Chaos, and Kesmel, they know that bomb is down. They are right now in the Divinely spawn. This is going to be so difficult for Divinely to try and pick that bomb up and get it right back towards that A-bomb site. They only have 30 seconds to do so, and Quickie, he's going to be sent off to try and pick up that bomb. Meanwhile, he's sending McMillix actually into the Epiphany spawn to see if he can pick up any kills. This is going to be very tough, though. Quickie, is he going to get the first kill on KS? Yes, he is, but there is going to be a second player right at the very back. That's actually Clayton. Will he be able to pick up that bomb? Clayton's going to see him, and bang! Out go the lights. Nice play from Clayton. He's on a 3 streak. 10 seconds left. This round is 110% Epiphanies.
Absolutely. There's nothing he could do but just try and get a kill, possibly, if he is able to do it. We might see something. No, just some casual, smart play in the favor of EP there. Very schoolboy era kind of round for Divinely there. Not picking up the bomb from the start. Getting caught out in their spawn because of it. And there's not much you can say, really, other than they just need to make sure they don't make silly mistakes like that. When you're playing at this kind of level and you're playing against great players in such a higher round of the competition, you can't just make silly mistakes like that. And we have got a tied-up Search and Destroy at 3-all.
Bang! Out Those go small the mistakes, light. which really are the difference between winning and losing. Chaos actually 1-5 for Epiphany. He needs to pick it up. But I'm going to start things off on board the attacking team. EP Ryan, he's got that Scorpion Evo out and he's pushed very far, but sees that red dot, decides, nope, I'm out. I ain't challenging you on that head glitch. He's actually decided to try and rotate back towards this top locker control room area, and he is going to be able to get in there relatively uncontested. Quickie, meanwhile, he's taken down Kesmel. So it is going to be 4 versus 3 in the attacking team's favor. They need to try and make this count now. They've lost a few rounds back to back. This is going to be so important for Divinely to try and pick up this round.
It's very interesting to see how often teams push for that A-bomb. I would have expected a few more pushes for the B-bomb, but maybe it's the fact that these teams don't particularly like fair engagements. They want things to go in their favor as much as possible, even if it's just a fair enough gunfight going backwards and forth across the map over the A-bomb site. It doesn't look like they're very much interested in a full-on out, split down the middle kind of engagement at the B-bomb, which in my experience has been the more favorable of the bomb sites when it's been played on this map, and it usually is the A-bomb provides a distraction. It's more of a, in the back of your mind, are they going to be at this bomb site or are they
Yep.
not?
Completely agree with you. Meanwhile, Clayton, he's actually got that bomb down, so nicely done from him. Turns, shuts down McMillick's nice play, but why was he challenging that? Absolutely no idea. Raiden says, thank you very much, my friend. Meanwhile, Ryan, he's actually managed to tag him up, but he's done the smart thing. He's backed off, 30 seconds left. He's anticipated him to be chasing, and you know what? For my liking, he's backed off just a little too far.
He has
extending
indeed.
to the left. He can't afford to allow Raiden, who is actually defusing the bomb. He may have actually just gone for the fake. This could work out fantastically for Raiden, but he's directly behind him, hasn't realized, turns at the wrong time, and these two players right now playing cat and mouse. Ryan on top of that bomb, easy kill for him. 4-3 to EP, they are right back in the game.
Yeah, Ryan could have easily lost that round if he had backed off so far so quickly, but he did the smart thing. The thing that I would have done in that situation is, especially if you've got that advantage of jumping over the train, is sit behind Locker's second tier, and you've got yourself a very, very easy way to look at both sides of the map, and you can't really be seen from up there unless you really back off to quite a distance away from the bomb, and then by then you've probably given yourself not enough time to get back and defuse the bomb. So it was a smart play by Ryan in the end, but possibly a mistake, and as he actually gets taken completely out by Raiden there at the start of the round by the sniper rifle. And it looks like we're going to see a good old-fashioned showdown at the B bomb site to start this round off.
So that time we saw someone go towards that B bomb site. Haven't seen anyone try it just yet. Rox jumping around the corner, actually tagged someone up. Thought he'd got the kill, so stopped shooting. He's going to see the second one there. That was Kesmal, and Quickie does take down Clayton. But for a minute there, it looked like Divinely were actually going to be choking this map. It's just ridiculous. You know, you shoot someone once and you turn around. Happens to all of us at the most inconvenient times. Happened there again. But luckily, Quickie was there to shut down Clayton with those two bursts from his very, very shiny A94. That's glistening. I'm like a cat on that. I just want to play with it. That looks so that's glistening. That's awesome. I need to work on my diamond camos. I'm not gonna lie, I haven't got diamond yet. I'm a bit of a noob like that.
Not got a single golden gun, to be honest.
Right, me and you, we need to grind. We need to be getting on these golden guns and these diamond camos, because I mean, right now it's looking like EP. Well, they have an advantage. Clearly, you know, going for those diamond camos helps your competitive play. Just saying, throwing that out there right now.
You know, all the best players use them.
Exactly. In case people can't tell, that's called sarcasm. Just thought I'd throw that out there before we get tweeted saying, "Oh, you know nothing about competitive players." Sorry, that had to be done. The troll voice had to be done. But Rox, 1 versus 3 situation, 35 seconds left, is going to be tagged up, cooking that nade. Is it going to connect though? Don't think so. He's actually being flanked. Should be get shot in behind. If he turns on this, I quit. Okay, good. Just saying. Just saying. Chaos picks up that kill, and Epiphany once again in the lead.
I was going to say, it's probably sitting in the back of the mind after that round how quick and successful that round was for Divinely to go for that plant on that bomb site, that we might see something similar from EP. So it looks like we're getting a bit of a mirror match kind of situation. One team does something, and it looks like the other team kind of do exactly the same in the end. It's just going to be who's going to go outside of that mirroring process and try and make something different happen. It looks like we're going to see a good old push once again for the B bomb site from EP, possibly get a very quick little push, see if we can get onto bridges, get behind them, catch them off guard, because it looks like Divinely very much favor that A bomb site, and we might see a few surprise kills go down here, as we're going to see engagement at the bridge, and Divinely Raiden taking down Ryan. Chaos has also been taken down in the fray, and we have got ourselves a 2v4 situation in favor of Divinely, so they can pull it back to 5-all, and we'll have the deciding round next up.
Epiphany just 1 round away from taking this series. And I'm on board with Clayton. He's got himself in a very nice position. Does not want to get turned on. Oh my god! Sit down. Take a bow, Raiden. Oh my god.
I wish I was watching that from his perspective, because good lord.
MG, people. Did you just witness that? If the stream wasn't on that, I swear to god, you need to be watching that in his file share, because that was absolutely ridiculous. He just got turned on. I was just about to say, you know, chasing players is just too cocky for my opinion. As soon as you see him and you get that line of sight, kill the guy. Don't just chase after him. What are you trying to give him a cuddle for? Just take the kill. I mean, now it's going to be 5-5, and if Divinely pick up this game, EP, they really have just thrown that away.
Absolutely. As we're going to see EP rush the B bomb site. It looks like they're going to try and secure this round as much as possible. It's all down to this one last round in this map, and EP could put themselves in the final if they do in fact win it. We see someone just sitting on the bomb site. They're going to be taken out, not really looking around, not enough awareness from the Divinely team, and they're now 3 men behind. as we see Raiden trying to do everything he can to put some sort of distractions on, as EP are going to put the bomb down. We've got 45 seconds. Can Raiden bring it back for his team?
If anyone's going to do it, it's going to be him. 13 and 7, top fragging the whole lobby right now, having a fantastic game. But can Raiden try and pick off the kills? Going to see one to the left, one to the right. Gets bamboozled by both those two players. Just didn't really know which one he wanted to try and take down. Clayton gets the kill, and that is going to be 2-0 to Epiphany in the semi-final. That is going to push them not only through to this evening's final, but as well into that championship bracket in 2 weeks' time, where they will have their chance to compete for those 4 Astro A40 headsets. And you know what? They've done very, very well in that game. And I'm interested to find out exactly who is winning in that second semi-final. I'm sure we can try and get some confirmation, as we may actually go straight to that second semi. Or we may go into the final, depending on whether that has finished. We're not entirely sure. But I mean, Trout, your thoughts on that second map there?
It was silly mistakes at the end of the day that separated the two teams. Lots of them divinely could have easily saved themselves a couple rounds had they not made a silly mistake. For example, the one where they forgot to pick up the bomb site, completely lost them 1 round due to that small mistake. Usually when I see that in competitive play, it doesn't tend to be too much of a hindrance. You know, it doesn't give them the presence they want on the map, but it doesn't end up losing the round. But that 1 round that separated the two teams in the end did come down to 1 mistake. And I think certain mistakes, like for example the turn on, that was another mistake of cockiness that easily just throws away an entire game for you.
Yeah, I mean,
and then at the end, Raiden had a huge mounted to try and climb up, and he just got so unfortunate. You could be as good as you want, but in a situation like that, where you're pre-aiming one direction, you see someone just poke out long enough to distract your aim, and he'll call out to his teammate who was sitting in the ticket office. He's going to come out, pick him off, and there's just literally nothing you could do there. It's just GG, and it was a well-played map, I suppose, by EP. But there was a lot to be taken from both teams as to things that they can avoid making mistakes in the future.
Yeah, think you have to be careful about. I mean, don't get me wrong, Epiphany, great team. But when you come up against a team like Prophecy or, you know, your Epsilon lineups, some of the best teams in Europe, AAA as well, let's not forget about them on the MLG stream earlier on. And I think that stream may actually still be going on. They're playing very, very well against the Spanish lineup Giants. But you know, when you come up against one of those teams of such sheer quality, you can't afford to make those small mistakes, because it is those small mistakes which can potentially cost you the game. Because that's the difference between, you know, like your Optic Gamings, for example. They just don't make those small mistakes. And you obviously the Impact lineup as well, the North American just dream team / God squad, who've won 4 out of 4 events, and they just look so dominant. I really don't think, I mean, this is something we can speak about obviously while we wait to have some confirmation from our producer. Trout, from your perspective, okay, so someone relatively new to the competitive scene, but yet, you know, you've got so much knowledge about it in such a short space of time, can you see anybody taking down the Impact lineup?
I think I was so certain that Cloud, who are now the new Epsilon team, I was certain that they were going to do it. I mean, they did so well against them. Sure, they might have not done the business when it came to the actual grand final, but they were doing so. They're the only team who I've seen who've almost gone toe-to-toe with them. Having said that, once I saw Envious at the COD Championship, I was just as certain they were going to do it. And it looks like Impact, they have those moments where you will see weaknesses in their team, and they will be able to capitalize on it. But at the same time, they are so strong. It's so rare you do see these hindering moments where they kind of lose the plot and they make bad decisions, which is why they're such a good team, because although they're prone to mistakes, they make them far less often, and they're far less critical than other teams.
Completely agree. And we can actually give you some news that elsewhere in that second semi-final that was going on, Curse lost 2-1 to Aware Gaming. This is the second time that Curse have lost 2-1 in this WGL Astro tournament, this 4v4 Cup. They lost last week as well to the Portuguese lineup. This time they've lost to Aware, and that's going to be the roster of Aware, Luke, Beta, Fizzy, and Alexis. And Beta, good friend of mine, very good player. Again, he used to be under the TEC organization, watched him play quite a bit, and honest to God, he is going to be one of those players we want to watch out for in this grand final, which is coming up next. We've got Epiphany going up against Aware, and it's going to be a best of 5, I believe. And we're just waiting for all these players to join up into the lobby. And I think we may be going for a quick commercial break whilst they do so. To the WGL Astro 4 versus 4 Cup. I've just had some very bad news. Trout, he's gonna have to leave me at some point.
Hey,
Because apparently, okay, stream chat. Now, I want to get all interactive. I've pushed the red button, okay, so now I'm all interactive. Who goes to the cinema at 11 o'clock at night, or half 11? Who does
it
that?
starts at 12.
Crazy people. Only
It's
crazy
Iron
people
Man
do that.
3, and it's Orange Wednesday.
Okay, Iron Man 3, I will potentially give you the benefit of the doubt.
Orange
it's
Wednesday.
It's
And
12
then I
o'clock
get...
at night!
Mate, the main reason I go is because I like to get my Mackies afterwards. I've actually generally gone to movies I don't want to watch just so I can get Mackies afterwards.
Just wow. Just wow. I'm hoping the stream chat lights up with Trout, you're a weirdo. If it's the other way around, it's like Benson, you're an idiot. I'm just gonna be like, say what? Because that's just not normal. Like, that's crazy.
Don't be mad, bro.
I'm not mad. I'm more confused. Let's just have it that way. More confused. Concerned. I think concerned is a better way of putting it because I kind of want to get to the cinema now, which is I'm just
See?
See?
And Mackies afterwards.
I'm not a Mackie's fan. Won't lie.
Well, anything else you would have wanted.
The cinema now. Actually, Iron Man 3. That sounds pretty.
Yeah,
promising.
exactly.
Though I have no one to go to the cinema with because no one likes me in Manchester.
Oh.
I know, right? I'm all by myself. I need to become a southerner. That's
Move to
what needs
London,
to
mate.
happen.
We'll go all the
I think
time.
I think I may. That would be a good idea. We'll go. You have to promise me Orange Wednesdays. That's our date night.
Absolutely.
No homo. Okay, good. Okay. But yeah, if you are just joining us, excuse our random interactive conversation. Hopefully you guys actually type something in the chat. Otherwise, I'm going to feel like a bit of a fool. But oh well. Moving on. It's going to be Aware versus Epiphany in this grand final. It's going to be a best of 5. So Trout will be leaving us after probably... What time do you have to leave us at, Trout?
Half past, so in about 20-ish minutes.
20-ish minutes, probably after 1, maybe 2 maps, depending on when this map actually gets kicked off. But the map set we have for this grand final of the Astro 4 versus 4 WGL tournament is going to be Hardpoint Hijack, followed by Search and Destroy Raid, CTF Standoff, Hardpoint Slums, and if it goes all the way, Search and Destroy on Aftermath. And that would be a thrilling series. But, you know, looking at these two teams, you know, Fizzy, Bader, Luke, and Furluff. That's a quality team. If Furluff is in fact the player playing, I'm not entirely sure if he is. It wasn't the roster I read out earlier on, so they may have had to get a pickup for some reason. Furluff may just be coaching. Who knows? He could actually be. Well, he's actually a fellow up-and-coming caster, so he may be trying to get his cast off on, but he's currently sat ready to play. So who knows? He may just be a last-minute pickup. Obviously, the Epiphany lineup, the team we just saw in that semi-final, Chaos, Clayton, Ryan, and Kesmal, played very well, and they managed to win their series 2-0. So they do have a slight mental advantage going into this grand final. You know, they managed to win that series very easily, as opposed to Aware, who did have to really grind it out going to that last map of the best of 3 series. But Trout, if you had to put a guess, maybe who would you go with?
Curse are a very strong team. So for Aware to get this far, and I know they've got some very strong players in the team, I'm going to have to go with Aware. Mostly because I've seen what Epiphany can do, and although you would think that because I've seen what Epiphany have done and I don't really know much about what Aware have done so far today, you'd think I'd be more in favor of Epiphany, but I've also seen the very small mistakes that Epiphany have made, and you know, you make mistakes once, okay, fair enough, but it seems like they've made more mistakes than they can afford to. So I'm thinking we're going to see a very dominant, possibly 3-0 from Aware. At a very broad guess.
Wow, that's wow. Trout making them bold statements, people.
Well, Epiphany, they did do some clever things. They made some mistakes, but they made some clever things, like with the smokes on basketball court on Hardpoint Raid. But Hijack's a very different kind of Hardpoint. It's very much all about just killing things, and that is literally it. You can do as much as you want tactically, but at the end of the day, it's raw slaying power that's probably going to win you this map.
From your point of view, then, on hijacked hardpoint, what are your thoughts on the bottom hardpoint being extended across to the ladders? Because I personally don't see a problem with it. Because I kind of think of it now. Call of Duty wants to be taken seriously as an esport. You may hear commentators start talking more about the meta game and how the meta game evolves. Esports such as League of Legends, StarCraft. Patches that go into the game force players to play in a different way. And I think it's a lot of the Call of Duty community don't necessarily like that. And the hardpoint being extended to those ladders is an example of that in Call of Duty. So, Trout, what are your thoughts on that?
I think it's part of the game. They're implemented to make the game fairer, to make it more exciting, to make it more of a contest. And I think changing the bottom hardpoint, especially on this map, when the game first came out and I played hijacked hardpoint, I was like, there is absolutely no way this map can be a competitive map just because of that bottom hardpoint is just absolutely pointless because whoever gets in there, I would say about 80% of the time they're going to remain in there for the full duration of the time.
Yeah.
And it pretty much it almost turns the game completely on its head, which is good, but at the same time, if it's not much of a contest, it can be very, very boring to watch and it can be very, very disheartening for the other team. So I think extending it will make that hardpoint more just a contestment battle. It's kind of like that halfway. It's like a halftime break. The scores will pretty much stay around where they were before, and will then move on to the rest of the chaos. So it's kind of a regrouping phase. And I think extending the hardpoint was a very wise idea, and it also makes teams, if they really want those points, to actually get in there and do something more with what they've got, especially in this rule set. When you haven't got your shotguns, you haven't got your Cat 40s, you can't use riot shields. I'm pretty sure you can't use riot shields. Can't use riot shields in this. And
see, I think that's a shame. I love it. I love riot shields. At World Championships, we saw so many different plays being made. Players actually thinking, what? If I use a riot shield here, I may be able to get away with something. And they try out new strategies. And having those 5 custom classes. It makes you use them in different ways. You have to have one class which is kind of like you tend to be an SMG or an AR, so you have that one class which is your go-to class. Then you have one class which is kind of like a block class. So if someone gets a war machine, you have to have flak jacket on, for example. Or, EMP grenades to take down sentry guns. Obviously, that isn't the European rule set, but that's what you see the players over in the NA do. But, those other 3 sort of classes, or those other 2 classes, it's nice to see something completely different. And that's why I think Call of Duty at the World Championships was such a spectacle, because you had pretty much so many things going on at every single time, players constantly changing classes. It really made it more of that sort of esports feel. I'm not sure, like, from your thoughts of exactly what you saw at World Championships, but from my opinion, being a caster, there was always that extra element to talk about, with all these players doing different things.
Absolutely.
It's a shame. I really want to see more riot shields. I do. I'm just saying. I'm a riot shield fan. For any of you that don't know, I got a brand new connection today. So the first thing I did, put a shotgun on. First map I got, hijacked. Oh, the fun it was. I just was literally running around, hijacked hardpoint with my shotgun, just be like bam, 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 and then it was fun.
Yeah. So it's going to be interesting. I think. We could have seen a little bit. The shotguns are very, very different in this game. Some of them are very, very ridiculously strong. Some of them are fully auto, so that kind of, makes things, especially on a map like this, kind of hard to combat unless you've got one yourself or you get the first shot off. So it's up for debate. I think it's up to what a majority of the players will think, because at the end of the day, as much as we like to give our opinions, theirs are probably far more relevant than the casters or the creators, because they're the ones who play the game religiously and they know the game inside out.
Yep.
So it's up to what they feel, I would say, and I think the producers and the makers of the game should definitely take into consideration what they say a lot more often. But it's just that. And we're actually waiting for Elixir there, so we are getting underway on this hardpoint on Hijacked. It is the first map of a best of 5 for the final of the WGL Astro Cup tournament.
Let's have a look. Hijacked hardpoint. Who would you like to spectate first, Chris?
I want to see Beta.
And let's have a look at Mr. Beta, the old TEC player. Obviously, Furlough, for any of you that are wondering, they're not playing with 5. He is the coach. So Furlough turning pro caster / pro coach for this one. And we're going to be on board with Beta. First of all, he's going for the B23R approach. Actually going up top. So he's going to be covering with the AN94. So Beta doesn't want to rotate the spawns just yet. Just wants to try and pick up a few kills and does that very well. Takes down 2. Kesmel and Ryan looking for the third on that right-hand side. Isn't going to find it though. Still has that EMP grenade as well. But unfortunately, does get taken down.
Yeah, we're doing very, very well, getting a nice early 12 points on the hard point, and it looks like Kesmel doing a nice job getting kills. Clayton's picking one up there, Lixty coming back with a 2-piece, and it looks like Aware just making themselves aware of what they are bringing
No
to the table. How
Oh
often
my
has that been
God.
overused? I bet that's been said about 100 damn times before.
I'm speechless that you even went with that one. That was just so bad. That was just a bit...
Okay,
Moving
okay.
swiftly on.
Moving on. Moving
Swiftly on. We're going to be
I
on
was-
board with Beta still. Oh my... There is no... No, just bad trout. Bad.
Well, I was gonna say before I made that horrible pun that Beta may be looking. He should probably make himself try and get round for that anchor in the back of the ship, and he's done so quite easily. In fact, Epiphany doing not much of a job at trying to keep it for themselves. They've given it away quite carelessly, and they've set themselves up very nicely here, and Beta's doing a good job of anchoring, and they look like they're trying to get Beta off, but they're not going to be successful at this. And Elixir just picking up kills for fun now, as he is top fragging at 10-4.
So he playing very, very well. Just as you say that, you curse him, he actually goes 10 for 5. He drops very, very early. Fizzy actually was having a bit of a connection issue there. He was getting down to a 2-bar. Now back up to a 3. Beta still doing a great job anchoring, but you know, you said Aware, we're going to be the team to watch out for. They're playing very, very well, but if you are just joining us, both these two teams have already qualified for that championship bracket of the Astro Cup. They're going to play the top 8 teams from the 4 qualification cups. That's going to be in about a week and a half's time. But for now, Beta, he's going to be on a 4 streak. He's actually decided to play a bit more aggressive. He's had to pick up the Scorpion. He's got the laser sight on him. He already has his Hellstorm missile, and he is actually fighting for that lightning strike. So he still is on the streak. 1 kill will get it. And do you agree with this play, playing so passively now?
I do agree with it. You know, it's literally a case of you should probably send 1 or 2 players into the middle, see if they can flush them out, and see if you can, in fact, get a couple points on it. But just have that anchor sitting at the back of the hardpoint area, and just see if keep it contested. Just keep the thing contested for as long as possible. And Abstract making a push through, he's gonna see what he can do, and it's going to be contested again. Luke there with a nice little kill. Kesmore is going to spawn at the top of the ship, and he's going to lock it down, see if he can get the good spawns for his team, as the hardpoint is about to switch over to the kitchen hardpoint. And we are seeing some nice exchanges of kills going quite even again. Not so even in score, but we're seeing a good even exchange of kills between the two teams.
Yep. EP just going to get taken off that hard point. Some nice plays being made by the Aware lineup. However, EP once again, they're going to be on board the hard point. However, again being taken down. Kesmel, he's going to be left last alive on the hard point. He's shut down. Fizzy now for this Aware lineup, currently 91-36 in the lead. He was trying to get some points up. There's 30 seconds left of this kitchen hard point before the players need to start thinking about that middle one. As Can Chaos try and pick up a few kills, gonna get the assist there. Lots of kills, lots of action on this kitchen hardpoint. This is what we like to see. Back on board with Kesmel now for the Epiphany lineup. He's using that Scorpion. He's gonna get taken down. Now Kesmel, he actually has an RCXD card. We talked about this in that semi-final. Do you reckon this now is his actual score streak that he needs to be using?
Well, I was going to say at the time that it could be quite a wise idea, because there are so many different corners you've got to look in, and at the end of the day you can't possibly look in all of them, especially if you're coming through a door such as the kitchen. You've got good 4 corners to look at. Throwing an RCXD in there, and considering a lot of the pros, for example Kesmel here is actually running lightweight and he doesn't have any trophy systems on, you can most certainly agree that most players are going to be running it without a flak jacket, and an RCXD can be quite vital. Can do a very good job at clearing rooms out and getting a couple kills. You might take out a few teammates in the process, but at the end of the day, as long as they're not getting the points, it's all good.
Completely agree with you there. As long as you can stalemate it in essence, That's going to be good enough. This middle hardpoint, 20 seconds left though. On board with EP Ryan. He's just managed to pick off his first kill. Has a Hellstorm missile as well at his disposal. 2 players right in front of him. Not going to happen this time. Electricity getting the better of him and taking him down. But now Ryan needs to try and hold these spawns. Cooked that nade for a very long time. Had to try and get that away from him. He was going to start panicking if he'd held that any longer. But with 1 second left, the hardpoint now is going to change. And it's looking good for EP. They have the anchor spot. And who is actually going to be anchoring for EP? Let's have a look. I think it's actually going to be Clayton. Now, Clayton not opting to do the Swanee spot. For any of you that don't know, the Swanee spot would have been to sit right at the back on top of the bar, because then you can see the right-hand side. You can also clearly see the left-hand side. And as well as that, well, you can see straight into that hardpoint. We saw Swanee go on about an 11 kill streak at COD Championships when he was playing for the Italian lineup, and honestly, he was such a fantastic player back then. But on board with Aware now, Beta 3 streak, he's going to take over the anchor, and this is the Swanee spot. This is the spot I'm referring to. So as you can see clearly into that hardpoint. However, he has just fallen down. Luckily, Fizzy is there to support him, but he goes down in the hardpoint as well. And Aware, they are letting Epiphany back into this game.
Yeah, they seem to have lost the momentum and the control they had on the map when they gave up the hard point in the kitchen. It seemed that EP did a very, very good job of trying to take it back after that third hard point at the bottom of the ship. We're trying to put themselves back into the driver's seat, and they're doing an okay job of it, but they really do need to make something happen here, as Beta's going to get a very odd spawn, as he's actually spawned behind Ryan there, and they're going to flush out EP there. Just about gets taken out there, and they've got to do their best to try and get down there and contest it for as long as possible. They got the contest on the go so far, and another very odd spawn for the Aware lineup, but it will hopefully catch EP out of position, catch them off guard, and see if they can get something going here. But they've got a good setup as we have 30 seconds left on this hardpoint, and they should hopefully continue to... No, they've actually gotten a complete flip of spawns again. If I was EP, I would just try and have someone sit outside and make sure they keep spawning on that kitchen, and that is where they've in fact lost the all momentum of the game, is they can't seem to control the spawns as well as they were doing at the beginning.
Yeah, they're not able to have that anchor succeeding at his role, which is the fundamental difference between these two teams at this point. Aware currently trying to breach this hard point on board with Fizzy. He's taken down Ryan, has 1 kill to his name, needs to try and shut down Clayton though. Clayton, he has 3 kills. Finally, he does go down, but Fizzy, meanwhile, hard point is going to be contested. He needs to try and find this kill because he needs to try and push Aware's lead. It's become very, very fragile, just over the 30-point mark at this point. Ryan, though, for Epiphany, he's going to breach in that hard point. He's going to have control, needs to dodge that nade, though. Can he do so? Yes, he can get challenged with the Scorpion. Picks off one, sees second to his left. Nice play from him. Picks off the 2-piece. Can he find anyone else through the door? There is going to be one more. Unfortunately, he does go down.
Yeah, and it looks like EP have managed to get control. They've got good control of the spawns. Unfortunately, Aware not so much, but they are going to hopefully have a good advantage as they come to the middle hardpoint. They're just going to contest it for the last remaining seconds, try and keep that lead in their favor, as it is becoming very, very small at this point, and they have almost put it back into drawing contention. 1 point separating them with 2 hard points to go. Not a full hard point in the next one after this middle hard point, but it's all to play for still. And Clayton with a huge 3-piece on the lightning strike has just completely cleared Aware off that one, and they're going to set up very, very nicely onto this hard point.
And here comes the War Machine as well from Clayton. He has 5 kills to his name. Actually decided to put that away. Going to be saving that ammunition for the next hardpoint. There's going to be only 1 minute, 18 seconds remaining. So we only have time for one more hardpoint after this central one. It's going to be right at the very back of the map. And this is all going to come down to who can control the spawns the best. Now, Epiphany, they were so down in this game. I think it was around about a 30-point deficit they actually had. I think it was even higher than that at one point. But they've done well now. They're back in the lead of this hardpoint hijacked. I'm still on board with Clayton. He's trying to do some damage, has 1 kill, is going to pick up the hardpoint as well. Kill on the hardpoint, plus 125. Still has that Hellstorm and that War Machine. How vital is that going to be going into this last hardpoint now?
Yeah, Epiphany have just put themselves in a 14-point lead going into this next one. They've actually got the capture on it as well. As Aware are looking like they're floundering at this point. They don't really know how to get control of the game again, as they're actually going to pick up some nice spawns with a good little anchoring position. That's what they needed to do all this time, and it's only just now they've started to do it in the few remaining seconds. It looks like they might not have enough time. They're going to have to hold this down like a fortress if they want to get this game and this map in their favor. Some nice work there by Luke as he takes out one. Beta picking up a second. Fizzy is taking out someone.
Oh,
Can they do
so
it? This is going to be
close.
so tight. You
I think
can't
they're gonna do
reload
it.
in that situation.
No!
Ryan
Oh
taking him
God.
out. That was an
It's
awful...
gonna be a draw.
It's going to be...
Oh my
Oh
God! It's a
my
draw.
God.
What?
I don't think...
I've never seen a draw in Hardpoint before.
I have never ever seen a draw in hardpoint either. That was absolutely a sensational finish. Here is where was
what
it?
happens
It wasn't.
now? Wow, do we replay the map? I've never in my life seen a draw in Hardpoint. That's how rare that actually is. Meanwhile, Alexis
I
dropping
think.
39 kills.
I think we in the case of a draw, didn't we decide at I Series that both team captains would engage in a game of Fives Alive? I'm sorry, it's just a personal joke.
That's just
but
we should explain the personal. Fives Alive is in fact a beverage game, and I'm trying to be polite and correct about it. It's a beverage game, a drinking game for any of you that don't have a clue what I'm talking about, and it's extremely well known at iSeries. Let's just leave it at that. But I think this game is going to be replayed, and I believe it's actually 11:30.
yeah, and I'm actually just as this game starts, I am actually being called to go.
But
I will say one thing
rascal.
before I leave that, Aware could have won that. Had I think it was Luke didn't reload that Scorpion, he could have won them. He could have got that extra point to win the game. But we are getting a replay. Fortunately, I have to leave you, sexy boys.
That's okay. Don't
But
worry.
It's been a pleasure casting with you for what I have done.
Thank you. If you're not following Trout on Twitter, go ahead and do it immediately, right now. It's at the Trout91. It's exactly how you say it, how you spell it. That's kind of that makes sense. Follow him on Twitter anyway. It's at the Trout91. I've been retweeting some of the stuff, so if you're following me, just check out my tweets and you'll see him there. He's always there, always retweeting him. But thank you very much for joining us, Trout. I believe I actually have
No
a
worries.
special guest lined up.
Oh,
Yeah,
the
you've
big
seen it.
ting!
The big
ting is coming in.
Big Ting is coming in. For any
I
of you that
kind
are
of wish I wasn't going now.
Oh, the Big Ting. Hopefully our director will ring the Big Ting. I'm just going to type it. Ring the Big Ting, please. AKA. For any of you that don't know who I'm talking about the one, the only, the wonderful Mad Cat. It's going to be brilliant. I've casted with Mad Cat a few times. I actually did it back on Modern Warfare 3, and we had a blast. Hopefully he is going to get put into the call very shortly. However, I have a feeling my director is missing. I don't even know what's going on. But anyway, it's going to be Hardpoint Hijacked. If you are just tuning in, it is... Oh, my director has no idea how to call him. Hit the green button. Or drag and drop him. There we go. But yes, if you are just joining us, it is the grand final of the WGL ASTRO tournament. Players playing for 4 pairs of A40 headsets. And it is going to be Aware going up against the Epiphany lineup. The first map, Hardpoint Hijacked, was a draw. Never seen a draw in competitive Call of Duty before in my entire life. First time on Hardpoint Hijacked in this grand final, we see a draw. And Mad Cat, are you there, my friend?
Going on?
How are you doing, my friend? How are you?
I'm alright.
I have to ask you, have you ever seen a draw in Hardpoint?
Yeah, last week.
You actually saw one last week?
Yeah.
Ah, okay. I've never actually seen one. That was the first time I've ever seen one in competitive play. So, for now, Abstract are going up. It's not Abstract. Epiphany are going up against Aware. Now, Dylan, do you know anything about these two teams?
Epiphany, I know Ryan from back in Black Ops 1 when I teamed with him. He's a good player. Chaos, he lives in Birmingham where I live. I've known him for quite some time, teamed with him on Modern Warfare 2. And then Aware is the old Rico squad.
I believe it's the old Farico squad with the... Actually, yeah, it is just straight up the old Farico squad. Beta, obviously, ex-TEC and with the Alexis as well. He actually played relatively well at EGL. I'm not entirely sure what his team name was. I'm sure someone in the stream chat will be able to let us know. But 6 minutes 53, Hardpoint Hijacked is 36-65 in favor of Aware. But I want to take this time to give you sort of a Q&A, Madcat. I want to find out what is going on with you. How is everything going on in terms of the teams for you?
You mean Epsilon in terms of how we're playing?
How's everything going? Obviously, you recently dropped Josh from that lineup, and Josh proved on the MLG Pro Scrims the other day that he is still that fantastic player, but you did pick up the European beast that is known as Jerd. So how is that team gelling right now?
I just want to say, like, with the whole dropping Josh thing, it weren't to do with his skill. Like, if he was to do with his skill, I would have kind of dropped him after I-Series. I think it was more in terms of the internal communication and how the relationships between certain players were going. Like, it kind of had to be done, and with Jerd asking, come on, you can't really say no.
Yeah, that's kind of a crazy way to.
Yeah.
You don't say no to Jerd. He is, in fact, King Jerd.
It does
Lord
look
Jerd. He does what he wants. He literally does do what he wants. Every time we saw him at World Championships, it was ridiculous. It was crazy. But moving on, how is everything under the Epsilon organization? Is everything good?
Yeah, everything's going fine. I mean, like, the organisation's brilliant. Samish, obviously we've got Scruffner as our coach slash manager. He's been doing a lot of work for us. In terms of playing, like, I don't think we've hardly ever dropped any maps, to be honest. I think we dropped most maps in the WGR ASTRO Cup. I don't think we've actually lost a hard point.
You've not lost that. I was speaking to Shane. He says whenever you guys actually drop more than 100 points, he gets upset.
Yeah, I think arguments kick off soon as 100 points.
Yeah, so that's kind of crazy. So you guys showing that you are in fact the, well, yeah, I would probably say right now you're fighting for that spot as the most dominant team in Europe. Obviously, there's other teams that's worth naming, but for now, I would probably say I would be watching out for you guys definitely quite a bit, because obviously you have the amazing SMG talent of Shane. Just every single time you watch him play, he does something phenomenal when he's playing, for example, CTF. Even Hardpoint, I mean, every time we saw him play against Prophecy, for example, he just picks up his performance, and I'm really looking forward to, obviously, you guys actually taking on Prophecy on Friday. That's going to be on the MLG Pro Scrim, and that game should be one that everyone needs to watch, because that's kind of that battle, that head-to-head, you know, who is actually going to be the best team in Europe. So I'm really looking forward to seeing how that one actually finishes up. But for now, Aware, taking on Epiphany, I believe you are you in the game now? You are in the game, right?
Yeah, I'm in the game.
Sweet, we're in the game, and immediately you can see Ryan, he's on a 6 streak. Fizzy, though, on the hardpoint, actually on a 7 streak. And this is roughly what happened last time we saw this map just a few moments ago when it actually ended up as a draw. Aware started early, and they started very strong early on. They were really dominating absolutely everything. And then out of nowhere, Epiphany started this epic comeback, and the last few seconds just managed to go clutch. Now, for you guys, when you play, obviously with Epsilon, when you're going so big at the start, how do you maintain that momentum?
You kind of, especially on Hijack, for instance, you have to get into the next zone, have an anchor, especially for the last hard points, just seeing the one before Underground. You need an AR, especially at the back of the map, just kind of holding down the spawns, making sure the team doesn't get any dodgy spawns. So you need the anchor there. If you don't, you can lose the spawns quite easily if they come and take off the hard point.
Well, we're gonna have a look. In fact, who do you want to spectate? Give me your words of wisdom. Who out of these 8 players is going to go big?
It's either going to be Alexi or Clayton.
Right, well, let's have a look at Clayton. Clayton currently hasn't got any of his kills towards those streaks, but he is dropping down onto this bottom hardpoint. Has it currently contested? There's 16 seconds left. Now, when should he be thinking about rotating, or do you reckon he should just be trying to stay down here, keep it contested for as long as possible?
I think you should always have one underneath contesting, and then have 3 players battling for the next one. But I think he's made the right move. Let him have like 2 points, so that player has to stay down there. So this is all about like manipulating spawns and outsmarting your players, especially with the recent patch with spawns.
Yep.
The spawns can be so dodgy at times, and you have to kind of outthink the game at a certain point.
Well, the spawns are actually going back to their original state. I'm not sure if you know. Have you heard that?
I've heard certain things about it, but
Yeah.
I'd like the new spawns. I love them.
What? Are you?
Right.
Hold on. Who are you, and what have you done with Madcat? I would have thought Madcat would have hated the new spawns.
It's beautiful. Beautiful.
Alright, actually, you've got to explain to the stream right now. Why is this? Why is it beautiful?
Because you can just have four people just playing like Jared.
You can have 4 people playing like Jerd. That is the best explanation ever. That is absolutely awesome. Oh dear me, good old Jerd. How is Jerd? Is he okay? Is he still playing well? He hasn't lost his ability overnight or anything?
Still king.
He's still king. That's good to know. And this is exactly what I said when you actually joined. Look at that score difference now. So Aware, they had that early lead. It was around about 50 points. And then all of a sudden, Epiphany, out of nowhere, they're coming back into this game once again. And I'm going to get on board with this Epiphany lineup, see if they can try and win this game out. And I want to have a look at Mr. Kesmore. He's using that Scorpion. He's got his RCXD car. And this is something I was trying to figure out with Trout. I was trying to say, you know, is that an accidental pick? Or is that something that's completely intentional? Because obviously playing Search and Destroy, is he forgetting to put it on? And that's something I'm definitely going to tweet him afterwards. I'm going to find out if it is intentional. But I mean, have you ever seen anyone use it successfully in Hardpoint?
Nope. It's the waste of time.
That's my personal opinion.
But you would think it was a mistake because who drives RCXD cars on Hardpoint, but then again, the map's just finished and it's a replay, so you think he'd remember that mistake. So,
Yeah,
but it's going to go down to like, the last seconds between these two teams. Going to be a draw.
It's deja vu. This is quite literally deja vu. I'm not sure
if
if
this
you
is a
saw that
draw,
first one.
I actually will quit.
If this is a draw, I'm sorry. I'm putting my controller down. I'm walking out because it's just that no, it can't happen. Because I mean, the score right now is so close. Epiphany rather. They've just lost the spawns though. They still have Clayton there, and he is going to pick up the spawns this time though. Again, those spawns being a little bit crazy, and the lead is in favor of Aware. It's 169 to 161. Clayton goes down there. That was a big kill right there from Beta. He's going to take over the role of Anchor, and he's going to be trying to increase this lead for Aware. They were the team that beat Curse 2-1 going into this last 20 seconds. In come the score streaks though from Chaos. And where has Beta spawned? Right at the very back. Let's have a look at Fizzy. He's going to be on that hardpoint. He's actually calling in a Hellstorm missile. 10 seconds left. There is not going to be enough time for Epiphany to come back. This time, it's going to be Aware taking this first map, and that is going to be 1-0 in this series to Aware. Now, Madcap, where did Epiphany go wrong?
I think they went wrong. They pulled into the hard point of actually helping each other out. I've seen two players just running let someone get a two-piece. I think they should have communicated a little bit more to get the full control. They could have kept it for the rest of the time and won the game.
Well, you can see Beta there in that final kill cam with the B23R picking up. And let's have a look at that scoreboard. Just a few players standing out there. Clayton, 42 and 26, 13 defense, had a fantastic game. Really playing very well. As the next map we are going to see, I read it out earlier on, and it has completely gone out of my mind. Let's have a quick scroll up and see what I put it down as. It is going to be some Search and Destroy on Raid. Now Dylan, without giving away too many of the Epsilon strategies, what would be your best strategy for, if you were just trying to give some friendly advice? Let's say you were coaching one day. What are your sort of strats for Search and Destroy Raid? Because you're renowned as being one of the best Search and Destroy players around, and especially going back onto Modern Warfare 3, you're very good at Search. So I want to try and get inside the mindset of one of the best ARs in the world right now. How would you go about playing Search and Destroy Raid?
Raid's all about kind of getting a control of the bombs. If you let the attacking team get control of one bomb, I don't think you can really get in it unless you make good players. But it's kind of, you can't really go A. I've tried to go A so many times and just snipers everywhere. Like it's like literally it's a sniper dominant map, and I can't use a sniper, so I don't really like that map.
You're not into the whole sniping thing. Not
No,
Optic Madcat just yet.
I'm not an Optic player now.
I went on pubs. I'm not sure. I haven't told you yet. I'm so happy. I think I've said this a gazillion times today, but I got my internet finally upgraded. I did. Finally upgraded. My upload is 20. My download is 40, and my ping is 5. So
connection player, bro.
I had some good fun playing those pubs early on. It was pretty interesting. I pulled out the sniper rifle, and I just noticed everything seemed to be so easy. And then I went shotgun crazy as well, because why not? You know, everyone knows shotguns, very powerful weapons. And hardpoint, I was just sat on the hardpoint with my shotgun, just going, yeah, I'll go on a 9-kill streak just because I can. It was all fun. It's actually nice to play and feel like you're doing well, even though in the back of my mind I knew it was all con. But I just put that to one side. I was like, nope, I'm the best player in the world now. Pick me up. I should be the new Jerd. I think I'm gonna start putting Jerd in my clan tag, just so people realize.
No one is Jerd.
Just saying, Jerd. I can't wait to see you guys. I mean, what's the next event you guys are actually going to be at? Have you got that sorted out?
Think of a day. Skyline.
You going to be Skyline? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, that should be interesting. I mean, are you going there pretty much anticipating the win, or what are your thoughts on the competition that you'll see?
The competition's high. I mean, like, we've got this Aware team there. There's going to be the AA team. There's going to be Prophecy might even still be there.
Already?
Whoa, what was that? Alexi just pulled out a I don't even know what it's called. crossbow. He pulled out a crossbow to kill
Yeah,
shoot down the white van.
He's
That was
renowned for using that. I saw him use it at EGL, especially Search and Destroy Raid, so that doesn't surprise me. It's basically a one-shot kill, and you'd be amazed how actually accurate he is, especially with that iron sight. So I actually want to get on board with him and see if we can try and make that work. Not going to happen though. Chaos picking up an early 2 kills there, making it the 3 versus 2 situation. Chaos running weak though, needs to try and rotate back, pick up that bomb. Bomb in a very awkward position. It's actually right in the top of that red building. Someone is going to need to rotate back. And as you can see on that mini-map, there are those 2 orange arrows for Aware. Currently on the defensive side, it's Beta and Luke up against these 3 Epiphany players. It's Kesmal, Chaos, and Ryan. Obviously, Chaos with those 2 kills, he needs to get shut down relatively quickly. They don't want to get any of that RCXD car. The play to rotate all the way to A. This isn't in your good books.
Taking too long.
Taking too long, yeah, but he is going to get right behind this player on that B stairs and should pick up that kill. Nice play from Chaos. That's taking down Luke. Now 3 versus 1. Let's get on board with Beta. He's got the MP7 out, and he has a sniper as his secondary. He's going to peek, but peeks just a little too late. Could have tried to jump around that corner, but Kesmal says, thank you very much. Give me that easy kill. And it's going to be 1-0 now to Epiphany. And do you reckon Search and Destroy is the game-changing game type? I mean, we refer to it a lot as casters because we tend to see, you know, the team that wins Search and Destroy tend to go on and win those series. I mean, would you agree with that?
If you're a strong Search and Destroy team, you can easily win games just by winning like a lucky hardpoint or lucky CTF. It's just one of them where S&D can make a big change in that series. It is like 2 hours there, 5 maps. Ooh, that was a brilliant shot.
Just having a quick look at that scoreboard early on. 3-1 from Chaos. Nice play coming from him. But Chaos currently is going to be down for the Epiphany lineup. Kesmal and Clayton are going to be up. As I'm going to get on board with Clayton, he's just taking down Luke. Obviously, he's going to be on the defensive side. 55 seconds left. It's 2 versus 2. And as you can see on that mini-map, it's looking like the Aware lineup, they're going to be making their way towards this B-bomb site. Now, Clayton, what's the right play for Clayton to try and make here?
I think he should just see if he can make a pick, find out where the 2 players are, and see what he can do. Like, ooh. Yeah, okay.
What was that noise? What was that noise right there, man?
I was trying to see if he was making the kill. Cause it was is he having some connection issues?
He's lagging.
Bomb active.
Well, is he going to be able to try and pick off these kills? I mean, he's got himself into a nice position, but he's going to be able to do it.
There's one. I think he can make the second one if he uses his mine properly. Lexi's gone middle map now, and Clayton's unaware. Oh no, they're gonna meet each other. Benson, please. No.
Oh, just as you were saying, Benson, please. Lexi picks off that kill, leveling it up 1-1. Now, in terms of who you would favour in this Search and Destroy, who would you go with?
I don't really. Well, actually, I would go with the Aware team just for Luke and Fizz and Beta. I played with them on S&D numerous times, and they're very good S&D players, so I would go for them. But still, this EP lineup are looking strong. Look like they can take it to them. So,
well, let's have a look at Beta. He has the sniper rifle out. Actually, does get tagged. Is he going to be able to peek around this corner? Well, he's going to try.
There is a player underneath him.
I was going to say, he needs to be careful. He doesn't want to get rushed because there was that one player. It's actually Ryan from the EP lineup who could have just Ramboed in and shut Beta down. But Beta is going to see Chaos. Didn't take his shot in time, though. And unfortunately, Beta hasn't had those lessons in sniping from the Optic squad. Definitely needs to get on those pubs because he's going to miss again. Unfortunate player. He actually gets tagged up as well. So he is going to need to rotate all the way backwards. Clayton and Chaos up for Epiphany. Fizzy. He has DC'd.
Co-spitters have arrived.
Yeah, that happened to me earlier on. My connection tried as hard as it could to stay, but it just couldn't happen. So I think, well, they haven't actually ended the game, so I'm gonna have to check with the director what the rules are on the situation on a timeout. Rules of a DC, or a disconnect rather, and see if the game does have to be ended or if it continues on. I'm not entirely sure. Bomb has gone down though. 29 seconds left for Aware to try and find that kill. Fizzy is actually connecting back. So hopefully the game can continue. Clayton has that one kill. He's in such a sneaky look position. I really like this position. He is going to see one, sees two right for him. He's going to no, he jumped. And that is so unfortunate. We saw Tommy do that as well at EGL. Went for the jump shot to try and hit the clean headshot, but instead ended up climbing. And that has got to be a catastrophe for a player in terms of your mindset. How do you recover from a mistake like that, Madcat?
I think like it can happen. I think that's the overuse of the scuff if he has one. It's happened to me numerous times.
Too much Scuff Nation going on there?
Yeah, I think you just have to take it on the chin and just know how to play a situation better like that. So I think it's the overuse of the paddle.
Overuse of that Scuff paddle. Fizzy has just killed himself. That's an interesting strategy. I like it. It's something that you don't see a lot. But there we go. Host has in fact ended the game. What has the director of the show put in the chat? Nothing. That's not gone well. Hasn't gone well. Did you watch the MLG stream earlier on, my cat?
I watched the first 2 maps, and then I went to go and watch a bit more, and it got hosted.
Yeah, the stream actually went down. Well, I can tell you that AAA won convincingly 5-1, and looking at that AAA lineup, I mean, they look so dominant. Obviously, big names like Kataga, for example, they look so good. But you know, when they came over to EGL, they didn't play as well as a lot of people thought they were going to do. Obviously, that was the Millennium lineup. But I mean, what's your thoughts on kind of the sort of history of a player? You know, there's sometimes the history carries the player, if that makes sense. You know, a player can have so much good reputation from past games, but when it comes to the present game, they just don't perform on it. How, as a player, do you sort of get over that mentality and you try and prove yourself again? If that makes sense. That probably didn't make sense, did it?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Okay, good.
I think
Obviously, you're not there yet. Obviously.
a good example would be, and he could vouch for me for this, is Excellence.
Okay.
On Mod 3, kind of had a rough patch where he chose the wrong teammates, didn't get the placements he wanted, so like people didn't rate him as much. So like the next game, he had a fresh start. He took on Exanity, and obviously like Tommy teamed with him, and he went on from there to win I Series and to prove himself. He's the best again. So I think like you kind of have to just take it on the chin and just prove to like the critics that you haven't lost your touch.
Yeah, it's one of those where, for example, Excellence now, I would consider one of the best SMGs in this game. Really is fantastic. Every time you watch him, he makes big plays all the time. And he's one of those players you have to keep your eye out for, because he can just produce that brilliant moment of magic. And that's, I guess, what you need in every single team. But I believe this map has now actually been completely replayed. I'm not entirely sure, though, so I will have to check, as he's actually writing. So if it is a complete replay, I will be able to let you know momentarily. But we're going to be on board with Aware. They're going to be on the attacking side. It's going to be Alexis D and Fizzy going head-to-head now with Kesmal, Clayton, and Chaos. So Abstract with that advantage. Obviously, they are on the defensive side as well. They need to make it count, but the bomb is getting very close to the B bomb side. And how do you play it now if you're Aware? When do you actually get that bomb now? Because unfortunately, the bomb carrier has just gone down, and in just a blink of an eye, it's going to all change. Electricity needs to try and actually... Wait, is Fairlove spawned in? No, he isn't. It still says... That's weird. Did yours still say there was 2 players alive for Aware there? Or was that just me?
He said it was 3. No, there's one actually. There's one.
Codcaster just freaked me out there. Got me all confused. Host made a mistake ending it. So it's...
So it was 2-2 now.
It was 2-1-2. Was it Aware? See, this is why you don't end the game, people. Confuses casters. I think it was 2-1 to Aware at the time, so that should make it 2-2.
Okay. So...
I think. Quote, if I'm wrong, I apologize greatly, but
yeah,
we'll run with it.
The YouTube chat kind of it doesn't help because it's laggy and it's not up to date.
Yeah, that's frustrating. That's very frustrating indeed. But more kills going down, and the bomb actually gone down at A bomb site. Obviously, you said you don't actually like trying to get that bomb down at A. What can Aware do now? Alexis, he's going to go down. Fizzy left all by himself. Let's have a look. He has that sniper. He's going to get tagged. And what's your play here with 30 seconds left? Do you go for the defuse, or do you just jump off the map? How do you play it?
He's got to do 1v4 and he's got 20 seconds. So you're gonna have to kill yourself. You're gonna have to let him get killed. I'd rather let him get 100 points than 300 points. It's one of them where you kind of have to let him kill you. You gotta take that. You gotta take that fall for the team. one definitely is gonna change the game. It could, but 300 points
Switching
could change it more.
sides.
Very, very true. Very, very true. It's
Search
very
and
much a
destroy.
momentum-based game, such as where you see the teams as soon as they get those big plays, especially at LAN, you know, when you can actually get a little bit more vocal, that's when it gets very, very interesting. You know, you get those clutch plays. For example, Clayster at MLG, he picked off that three-piece, and that was a massive, massive game changer for him. He carried on playing extremely well throughout that series. He still lost, though, so didn't change the game too much. Impact was just so strong. But still, for Clayster, it made a big, big difference. But Aware currently struggling in the search and destroy now. A few players on some donuts. We've got Alexis and Luke. Luke actually 0-3. Needs to try and step it up. Kesmel taking him down. It's 3 versus 3, 57 seconds left. And Aware making their way towards this B bomb site. Who is the bomb carrier right now? It is actually going to be Fizzy. So Fizzy with the AM94. Alexis takes down Clayton. Can he get the bomb down? Is this the right time for him to be planting, do you reckon, Mudcat?
Yeah, they got Beta in a great spot actually, because the EP team will go up in that building, watch over, but it does get taken out by Chaos with a B23R. So it is a 2v2 situation. I would say EP's in the advantage side. Where Alexi's not in the great position himself, he's on pulse there, so everyone's getting the hell is going on here?
Lots and lots
Everyone's
of
getting
lag going on for me.
fidgety.
Everyone's getting fidgety. I love that word. I'm going to use that more in a cast.
Oh,
Fidgety.
Lexi
Oh,
is gone.
yep. A few players timing out once
The
again.
hospitals have arrived.
Oh, don't start with
You're
that.
all that remains.
Well,
Vesper and the gang.
I don't think the game is actually going to be ended. But
We
That
lost
sucks.
that round, but it's not over yet.
well, let's try and get some confirmation.
Yeah, it sucks, man.
Ah, dearie me. How's your day been, Madcat? Talk to me about that. Let's have some cheery talk. How is your day?
I woke up about 11:30, had a shower,
Switching sides.
ate some breakfast.
I didn't ask for your diary. I just meant, a broad overview. How was it? Have you had a good day?
Yeah,
You don't sound too convinced.
I had a driving lesson.
You had a driving. Oh, is that your first ever driving lesson, or is that just
My
another
third.
one? What?
Third.
It was your third. Ah,
Yeah,
okay.
man.
Your third one. Okay. How are you finding it? You finding it fun?
Yeah.
One of them badass speed racers shooting
No,
down.
no.
Or are you still on that time of the lesson where you're doing 20 miles an hour down a
No,
housing
no,
estate?
40 miles an hour.
You hit
today.
40.
Yeah, I
Was
about to
that
do a
okay?
character.
Was that on purpose or by accident?
No, it's fourth gear, son, what can I say?
Oh, please never make car noises on a live stream ever again.
Please.
Literally can't believe you just done that.
And
Oh
then
well.
I had some food with my cousin, and then come home, and now I got a headache.
Now you got a headache.
Yeah.
Nice. So you've had a interesting day. Interesting day. That's what I like
What
to
about
hear.
you, Benson?
Me, I've been busy. I've been working a lot. Obviously, the cast off. I'm not sure if you know what that is. You may have seen it on Twitter because I may or may not have spammed it.
A
Somewhat.
YouTube feed?
Yeah, what was that? You tweeted at me saying it was in your YouTube feed. How is it in your YouTube feed? Is it just me liking videos or?
Okay, this is going to be a weird story. I'm sitting down on the toilet, doing a big plot. I go on YouTube to watch some videos. The cast off. My video for the cast off.
Good. That's what I like to see. Taking over social media. That's perfect. Good.
And,
What did you think of them? Anything good?
the one guy's mic, it didn't work. His mic didn't work.
Yeah.
And then the second guy, his accent, like my accent's like really bad, but his was just, it was terrible.
I think you should have done it. I think you should have entered. Besides, actually, if you weren't a pro, then I would have allowed it. But
I'm not a pro. I'm a competitive gamer.
you, did you really just say that?
I'm not a pro. I'm just a competitive gamer.
Okay, I'll let you have that one. But for now, I have bad news for everyone in the stream chat. Due to dem der booters, the stream is gonna have to be ended this evening. And I believe that game is going to be played sometime tomorrow. The players getting a bit tired. It's obviously hitting 12 o'clock here at night. They want to go to bed. So that is going to be everything for this evening. This has been the second qualification bracket of the WGL Astro 4 versus 4 tournament. Obviously, these players playing for the Astro A40 headset, and runner-up is going to go ahead and take the Astro mix amps as well. So everyone desperately trying to get into that place for the championship bracket, where 8 teams are going to compete for that grand prize. But for now, this has been absolutely everything for this evening. If you have just tuned in, or you've been watching, and give Madcat a follow on Twitter. Madcat, do you want to just shout out your Twitter?
At epsilon_madcat.
Follow him. Do it right now. Honest to God, one of the best
Right
ARs.
now.
Do it immediately. Do it now. I expect to see him lifting some trophies soon from some big tournaments. So do go ahead and check him out on Twitter. I have been tech_Benson if you want to shoot me a follow on Twitter as well. But this is going to be absolutely everything from the WGL Astro Tournament Cup for this evening, and we will catch you guys next week.